guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm excited to sit down and film this video today because it is a new video of sorts where I'm just kind of talking. I don't know if I've filmed any just talking videos before. That's not totally true. I've filmed them, I've just never posted them. But in one of my recent Get Ready With Me videos, I asked if you guys might be interested in talking about some things not related to makeup and style, and more so related to just, you know, internal beauty and happiness and living a better life and doing things to better yourself and just, I don't know. I've always wanted my channel, my blog, my Instagram, just like my online presence in general, and my like physical presence in life, just to be so much more than that. I love makeup, I love clothes. What girl doesn't? But what I think I love most about them is it allows me to connect with so many people all over the world. It brings you here, you know? You might be looking for a new bronzer or a new mascara or a new eyebrow product, and you end up on my channel, and then we connect and you end up supporting me and you find me on Instagram and you follow my blog, and a lot of times we'll end up DMing each other, and it's just how relationships are built. So I'm so grateful for the opportunity to try new makeup and share it here and film my looks and, you know, whatever. But at the end of the day, it is so not important to me. I just want my life to be bigger than all this, if that makes sense. So I guess that's where this new series kind of comes in. I don't know if it's gonna be a series. I don't know why I just called it that. I'm just really excited to be filming it, and I want to film a lot of these just on different topics. So I just made my coffee. It is like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a snow day. I just filmed this makeup look. I don't know if that video is gonna go up before or after this one, but I will link it below when it does go live. And I just wanna sit here and sip and chat and just have a conversation with you as if you were my little sister or if you were one of my good friends. I just wanna have an honest and open dialogue, and I want you to talk back to me in the comments. I want to hear from you as well. So before we get started, I want to just address this delicious cup of coffee. I talk about this all the time, but the Indelight creamers are so good, and I have the Almond Joy one in this coffee, and it's my favorite, and I haven't bought it in months. I hadn't picked up a new bottle, and I got one for the snow day because I knew I would be home working, drinking coffee all day, and it's so good. It literally smells like a candy bar. Okay, so enough of the blabber, let's just get into the good stuff. I do have a little cheat sheet here. I like to be kind of prepared. I don't even know how to phrase this. Overall, I'm pretty private about my personal life, but when things are kind of off or I'm not feeling myself, or, you know, I'm dealing with some difficult situations, I think it really reflects in my content, and I hate that. I really don't like feeling tied to my feelings. I don't like that my heart affects my brain in a sense and my productivity, and, you know, certain things slip through the cracks, and I don't like that. So if you haven't noticed, I have been much less active on Instagram, on my blog, and on YouTube in the last couple of months, and it's really, I'm not happy about it. I don't want to be inactive. You know, this is what I do. When I stop, everything stops, and I don't know, I'm trying to just get back into it. So with that said, I've been taking some time to myself just to kind of unwind, de-stress, relax, and just breathe. And I think a lot of us need to check out sometimes. And when you live your life kind of online and you work online, it's really hard to check out. It's not something that you can just, you know, it really affects a lot of things. But sometimes a little time out is completely necessary. And I feel like I've taken my time out, and you know, no matter how hard things are and what struggles I'm going through, it really shouldn't affect the quality of my work or the consistency of my work. Like, there's no excuse for that. And I guess that's where being my own boss kind of bites me in the butt, because, you know, I have no one holding me accountable but myself. So if I want to feel down and mope and just, you know, be in my own head, there's no one to be like, I need to get out of your head, step it up, you're slacking. So I kind of have to be that for myself. This is the longest intro ever. What I really want to talk about in this video are a few of the things that I do to boost my mood. When I'm feeling really down, how do I relax and get out of my own head without losing my mind? So over the past couple of months, I have done everything on this list that I'm about to share with you, and it really has helped me kind of work through some of the issues, and even not, I feel like I'm being very vague. More so than that, it's helped me get through the day-to-day. And I think that's that's the most important. When you are going through something, no matter what it is, if it's bringing you down and hurting your heart and stressing you out, you need to be able to show up every day and do what you have to do. And doing these things have helped me, you know, kind of do that. So let's just jump right into them. All right, so the first thing I do when I'm super stressed out is clean out my space. I spend a lot of time in my bedroom. My office is in my bedroom, so most of my work is done in that space. So if that becomes really cluttered and messy, I feel it. I get a lot of packages. I go to a lot of events that send me home with things. So I just have stuff everywhere. And I really, as cool as it is and fun as it is to go through these products and clothes and all that stuff, I have nowhere to put it. I need like a room where I can organize it. I can only give so much away. So I've been making it a point every day to put everything away at the end of the night. And if I'm not in the mood at the end of the night, I wake up and first thing I do in the morning is clean. Put all your clothes in the hamper. Try to do your laundry once a week so it doesn't build up. Clean out your closet. Get rid of clothes you're not using. Get rid of things you're not using. I really like to minimize the clutter, donate the things I don't need, toss the things that are tossable, and just clear that area. And then I think it's fun personally when I'm kind of down to buy a new item for my room or whatever space I'm trying to clean. A new plant or a new picture or a new like wall decor or throw blanket or pretty pillows or get a new bedspread. I find that redecorating a little bit gives me a burst of energy and motivation, and it helps me get out of a funk because I'm in a new space. I'm not sitting in my old, messy, cluttered space dwelling on what I shouldn't even bother be dwelling about. Okay, the next thing I like to do to unwind and kind of get myself into a better mood is quiet time. And there are a lot of different ways to enjoy quiet time. A warm bubble bath. I love bubble baths. I don't take them nearly enough, but there's nothing like just soaking and relaxing and just relaxing. Reading a book. I love to read. I've been trying so hard to up my reading game. I am in a book club and we recently like revived it. I was in a book club with one of my girlfriends. My hairstylist Jackie and I had our own book club and we were the only 2 members, and she was the best member and I was a total slacker. So I didn't really read all the books, not because I didn't want to, but I was just having a hard time getting into them and being held accountable. But we recruited 2 new members and we had our first meeting last month and we just finished our 2nd book and I couldn't get through it quick enough. So the reading really helps me put my mind somewhere else. So I've been trying to read every night before bed. On the weekends when I wake up in the morning, there's nothing like snuggling up with a blanket and a cup of coffee and just reading. I love doing that. I also like to write. A lot of people don't know this about me, but I love to write. And I actually, it sounds so silly, write poems. I've written poems since I was in high school, probably before then, but they're like cheesy poems. They always rhyme. They're just like a way for me to put what I'm feeling on paper in a creative way that's less like a diary, if that makes sense. I don't know, I have fun with them. And one other quiet time activity that I love is adult coloring books. It sounds so silly, but I got one for Christmas maybe 3 years ago, and they're all really like intricate, pretty designs, and I just spend a lot of time shading them in. I'll either put on music or a podcast. Normally a podcast. I like to color with colored pencils and I just like to shade and make these like floral arrangements look really pretty. I'm kind of creepy. I love crime podcasts, like true crime. So I'll put on that and I'll just sit there and like be in the zone, just like listening to this interesting story, focusing on the task ahead of me. And that's a great way for me to just relax before bed. So the next thing I like to do when I'm feeling kind of down and out is seek motivation from others. And for me, this comes in the form of podcasts, books, or YouTube. There are a few YouTubers that I really enjoy, like Lavender. I like Sarah Norse. They're kind of like minimalist, self-help, better yourself kind of YouTubers. I really enjoy both of them. I find myself gravitating towards their videos quite often. Lavender also has a podcast, which I enjoy, but there's a ton of other podcasts that I like. I could do a whole post about that if you're interested. There's all different subjects I listen to, but sometimes listening to other people talk about their struggles and the things that they overcome helps me put mine into perspective and realize that there are things that I can do to overcome mine as well. Okay, the next thing that I like to do when I'm feeling sort of down is spend time with people that mean a lot to me, just some of the important people in my life. So that would be family members, that would be friends, that would be people that just always make you feel good, particularly the people you don't often see. So I have a handful of friends that I don't see regularly. Anytime I'm kind of overwhelmed and stressed out, I book a dinner date or I book a coffee date or something where we can just go have a good time, talk about life, and I swear that kind of girl time is therapeutic. For me at least. It just puts everything into perspective. It just makes you realize like you're human, you're gonna be okay, you have people who love you, and it just feels good to be with those people. Now, if you're like me, sometimes when you're feeling down, you want to push people away and just kind of wallow in your own sadness, and that's not good either. You don't want to do that. It's okay to do that sometimes, but you don't want to get into that like fully depressed state where you're just alone, because it's easy to hang out there. It's really easy to be like, I don't want to see anyone. I have nothing to share. I have nothing to give. Nothing exciting is going on in my life. You just feel like a loser. Like sometimes I just feel like a loser, and I'm like, I don't even want to see my friends. But then you see them and you're like, they don't care, they just love me. We all have people who love us, and if you don't, I would suggest you reevaluate the people in your life, because there are people out there who are going to love you and want to support you and be there for you. So spend time with those who mean a lot to you. Okay, next up, when I am trying to boost my mood and better myself, I like to try something new. Now, this can come in the form of an exercise class, an art class, a design class, any kind of class, an activity, just something different, something you don't normally do. If you've always wanted to make pottery, go take a pottery class. Maybe learn a language, sign up for a language class. Trying something new, it forces us out of our comfort zone. And if we're already hanging out in our comfort zones and not feeling very good, there's nothing comfortable about that zone anymore. You need to remove yourself and try something different. Get out there, get into the community, do something. Feed your brain, feed your soul, feed your mind, feed your heart. Just do something you don't normally do. You are so much more capable than you think you are. Anytime you try something different, you really are challenging yourself, and that's how we grow and that's how we get better. Okay, this is kind of piggybacking off the last point. If you don't want to get out of the house, if you're really feeling down, you can do something inside. Just do something different. For me, when I'm stressed out, I love to bake. And I don't even really like to eat what I bake as much as I enjoy the process of baking. You really have to pay attention to what you're doing, and it forces you to channel your energy into something else. If you're feeling a little blah, go to your Pinterest, go click on one of your food boards and try something that you've had pinned for years. I don't know about you, but I have so many pins that I have never even touched. And I know that when I'm feeling kind of blah, I like to cook. That's my thing. I like to try something new. So that's one of my suggestions for boosting your mood and getting out of your head. I feel like I'm talking really fast and I'm out of breath, but I'm not, but I kind of am. I don't know how many of you guys film your own YouTube videos, but sometimes it feels like you're presenting. Like I feel like I'm standing in front of a class and I have to give a presentation, and those same like stressful feelings come, although I'm literally sitting in a room by myself and there's nobody here. There's nobody in this house, let alone this room, and I'm like, I don't know, I get like nervous, heart palpitations. Okay, on to the next thing. This is one of my favorite things to do when I'm feeling overwhelmed and stressed out, and that is cross something off your to-do list. Now, this isn't just any little thing on your to-do list. I mean, it's good to cross off the little things too, and I don't know about you, but I'm one of those people who writes like every little thing on their to-do list, like take out the garbage or pop this in the mail, or, you know, things that don't necessarily need to be on your to-do list, but you just feel good when you cross them off. What I'm really talking about is doing something that's been like lingering on your to-do list, like a task that you've kind of been dreading, but that you know will make you feel so accomplished when you finish. So like for me right now, I need to do my taxes. I'm like avoiding doing my taxes, and I don't even know why. It's not that big of a deal to me, but if I were to do my taxes, I would be able to cross that off and it would be great. Pay a bill that's been lingering and you've been getting reminders for. I had a doctor's bill that I just been putting off paying, and I don't really know why. I just kept letting the reminder notices collect, and once I finally paid that and they stopped mailing me, it was all good. It's just nice to take some things off your plate. Do something that your future self will thank you for. Try to cross something off your to-do list. Okay, this is one of my favorites, and I don't want to, this is definitely not a permanent solution. This isn't like a long-lasting feeling, but I don't know about you guys. I truly believe in the power of retail therapy. I'm not saying go blow hundreds or thousands of dollars on clothes or bags or anything, but I find that when I'm down, I love the mall. I love going to different stores, and I just love shopping. So a lot of times I'll go to even a Target and spend like a couple hours wandering Target, trying on tons of different things. And if I find something that I totally love, I'll buy it. Or I'll fill my cart and then before I leave decide, I don't really want or need all of these things and put them back. But the act of doing that, the act of shopping, it just like releases stress for me. What I like to do is have a running list of things that I really, really need. So recently I needed a new crossbody bag. I only had one, surprisingly, like that worked for every day, and it broke. The strap had broke and it was old. So, you know, a few weeks ago I was feeling really down and I spent a whole Friday night by myself just shopping, looking for the perfect crossbody bag, and I ended up finding one and I just felt good after. No, life is not about buying things or material things, and that is not gonna fix what's going on inside, but it's going to relieve some of the anxious feelings that you have, at least for me. So I got something that I did really, really need. I got a good deal on it because I enjoyed the hunt, and you know, it got me through that day. And that's what this whole video is about, just doing things to help get you through your day. We just have a couple more. Speaking of things to look forward to, one of my favorite ways to de-stress is to plan something. Plan a vacation, plan a trip, plan a weekend getaway, plan a one-day getaway. Just come up with something to look forward to. Book a weekend away, put it on your calendar, know that it's coming, and have that to look forward to. I think that's really important. We all need something to look forward to. And if not now, then when? Especially if you're feeling down. And then in that time, you can start, you know, doing things and planning things that are gonna make that trip all the more exciting, whether it's picking up a new swimsuit or scouting out really cool coffee shops in that location, cool activities to do or museums to visit. It's gonna put your energy into something way more exciting than what you're thinking about right now. Okay, now not everyone might relate to this like I do, but when I'm in a weird headspace or I'm harping on something in particular, whether it be, you know, just like self-esteem or lack of motivation or not feeling like I'm good enough or productive enough or successful enough, I like to go look for quotes on Google or Pinterest or Instagram, anywhere, and just find ones that resonate with me and what I'm feeling in that moment and save them all to my phone. And then I usually pick the one that resonates the most and I make it the background. I make it the wallpaper on my phone. And it just serves as a little reminder that it's okay to be going through what I'm going through and that I'm gonna get through it, because I always do. We always do. How many things have you gone through that you've come out on the other side a better person for? If you're anything like me, you spend quite a bit of time on your cell phone, which is frustrating in its own right, but it is a major part of our life. And if we're going on there and, you know, feeling like less every time we look at social media or we're on Facebook, that first thing you see when you turn it on is gonna click your mind back into, it's okay, I'm okay. So I do that a lot. I find my favorite quote and sometimes I'll like redesign it. I don't know, that's just a little hint that helps me not even get through the day, but get through the hours if I'm feeling kind of blah. It's a reminder. Why not put it right where you know you're gonna see it? So the next thing that will help get you out of any kind of mood or funk is to get offline. I know that's easier said than done, but you've got to get off. When we're on Instagram or Facebook or anywhere, all we see is everyone's good moments and everyone's perfect photos. And I mean, this is nothing new. I'm not, you know, the whole highlight reel thing, but it really is true. When I'm not feeling right, I sign off. And I've definitely signed off quite a bit lately. I have not been posting nearly as much as I want to or normally do, for the mere fact I have nothing to say. I needed time to unwind, and that's okay. It actually felt so good to get offline and to do some of these things that I'm mentioning in this list. To read, to take a bubble bath, to watch a movie, just have me time. Yeah, my engagement suffered, my Instagram suffers, my numbers suffer, but you know what? That's okay. I'd rather that suffer than me suffer. You know what I'm saying? So get offline, just go outside, take a walk, just do things for you. Get off your phone. One of my final suggestions is to volunteer. I don't know about you guys, but I love volunteering. I grew up volunteering. I was a Girl Scout all through high school. I was part of all different kinds of charity organizations. I always had something to do. When I went to college, I joined a sorority and we did a ton of volunteer work there. And then once I graduated, I found myself not volunteering as much just because I was working and kind of fall off of that train, and I wasn't part of any organizations anymore. And for a quick bit, I was actually a Girl Scout leader, like a paid troop leader for towns that didn't have parents who could be leaders. So that was a job, but it sort of doubled as volunteer work. I got to, you know, go to these girls' school and spend the afternoons with them after school while their parents were working working. So I was kind of a paid Girl Scout leader, and it just felt so good to be there and do things with them and see them smile. We really underestimate the power of volunteer work. And it's something that I've made it a point to step up this year. And I've actually just started talking with the local United Way about working with some high schoolers and some senior citizens. Everything is in the works now, but I really wanted to do more of that. It just makes me feel good, and it makes them feel good. And you know, we all need that human connection, and why not help people who really need help? And now to wrap everything up, the very last thing, which is by far the most important on this entire list for when you're feeling down, is to count your blessings. And that sounds so cliche and so redundant, and you know, we hear that all the time, but count them, really count them, because when you do, it puts everything into perspective. The things that we're hurt over and stressed over and complaining about are not even close to some of the things people around the rest of this world are stressing over and worrying about. Like, we are so spoiled. We live in like such a dream world. It's actually kind of crazy when you think about it. And that, I think, has been the #1 thing for me, is just realizing how lucky I am. Like, I have a home, I have food, I have friends, I have my health, I have a job. I have so many things that so many people don't. I think when that clicks with you, like, it really has to click. It's so easy to say, I'm so grateful, I'm blessed, blah, 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 blah. Everyone's always saying that, but when you really feel it and believe it, it totally puts everything into perspective. You know that saying, what if you woke up tomorrow only with the things that you thanked God for last night? I've kind of been living by that, and it sounds so silly, but it's true. Like, I started really recognizing my blessings every single night and the things that I'm grateful for. Sometimes I'll list them out loud, sometimes I'll just say them in my head, but I make it a point to acknowledge them. We take so much for granted, and our lives are not that bad. Whatever you're going through is not that bad, and it will get better, and we all go through things. I'm here to tell you, I've been going through something myself. Like, we all have things that stress us out. It's part of life. Like, someone might be up right now while you're down, but the odds of those roles reversing are pretty high. Other people are gonna be down while you're up, and we can't all be up all the time. That's the hardest part. It's a tough pill to swallow, but once you do, you know, life just gets a little easier. You're lucky. We're lucky. We're all so lucky. If you're watching this right now, you're lucky. You have a phone, you have a computer, you have a Wi-Fi connection. Some people don't have running water. It's like, wake up call. So that's my like #1 tip. Just seriously remember how blessed and grateful you should be for this life, because we really have nothing to complain about. All right, guys, so this turned into a really long, rambly video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope maybe you got something from it. I want to share more videos like this in the future on all kinds of different topics. This one was just kind of relevant to me in my life right now, so I was kind of excited to put it together, but I know people are going through things. We all go through things, and it's okay. We all are gonna get through things. If you needed like a sign or a little pick-me-up, I'm here. That's what I hope this video was for you. I hope when you're done watching it, you feel good, you feel better, because that's what I want to do. I just want to put things out into the universe that are just going to make people feel better, myself included. So I'm out of breath. I don't know why I'm like so nervous sometimes to come on here, but that is a wrap. Thank you guys, as always, so much for watching. I appreciate it more than you will know. Leave me a comment below letting me know what you thought about this video, and if you have any suggestions for things to do when you're feeling down. Like, when you are just not feeling yourself, or you're going through something difficult, what do you do to maybe get out of that mood or to help combat it? Just to get you through the day. Like, what do you do to get through the day without breaking down? All right, please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you want to see more content like this on my channel, I would be more than happy to film it. I really enjoy this stuff. If you like watching it, then there will be more to come. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and I will see you guys next time.